So, what should we make of the transfer portal, which is here? It opened Monday, and there's been a lot of activity already. How's Georgia going to be involved in that? I mean, I don't think there's much question that there's going to be movement. There always is. So, where are the spots to watch? Straight to the point. I think the one of the biggest questions is what's going to happen at quarterback. You can't. I mean, it is wild how many quarterbacks are just leaving already. I mean, we're not even at the point of the portal officially being open, or I guess it was open this morning at some point. But schools have 48 hours um, to get guys in the portal. And we're not even at that point. You've got a list of quarterbacks that have already um, transferred out of their institutions, former institutions, I guess. Dylan Gabriel at Oklahoma has said he's not playing there anymore. You've got the Ohio State starting quarterback is gone. Um, they're playing a bowl game in a couple of weeks. Not a non insignificant bowl game in a couple of weeks. So anyway, Cam Ward is out at Washington State. Riley Leonard at Duke. I mean, I understand the kid at Washington State leaving, but everybody's leaving. I mean, Riley Leonard, the quarterback at UCLA, Will Howard at Kansas State, DJ Uiagalelei is leaving. I mean, Grayson McCall from Coastal. As I said, Kyle McCord at Ohio State, Tyler Van Dyke, that's just not worked out great at Miami. Will Rogers has been at Mississippi State forever, it seems like. So, you know, so what's that going to mean for Georgia? I mean, where are the dogs at coming into this thing? And the it will start with is Carson Beck coming back as a starting quarterback at Georgia? So I don't know. The background on this is a few years ago. I think that, and even not that long ago, I think the notion was that he would leave after he played. It might have even been 1 year and he's gone. I'm not as sure if that's the case anymore, and we're going to see over the next few days. I would imagine, what that means for Carson Beck, because if he's leaving, he could still play in the Orange Bowl. That would make sense. Obviously, if he's staying, he would play. My take on Carson is it would benefit him to come back for another season at Georgia because, as much as he did play a season ago, he did not start those games, and he's, quote, only started 12 games at Georgia. Now, you can have one season and it be spectacular and go on in the NFL and be a first-round draft pick. I think if he's a first-round draft grade, then you have to give serious consideration to that because that is a big deal. But I don't know if he'll get that this season. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think returning would afford him the capability of being a top 10 draft pick, frankly, because of the position he plays and clearing out some of the other quarterbacks that are up there right now. I mean, he's not going to get past Caleb Williams. I don't think anybody is. And I don't know how many more guys that he would jump past, Sedor Sanders, Drake May, etc. I don't know. But he certainly has the capability of being a first-round draft pick. I mean, he just does. Hey, get up to 50% off a $10 value when you spend $15 or more on your first order with our friends over at DoorDash. Download the DoorDash app and enter the code DAWGFootball, DAWG, just like dog post, Dawg Football, subject to change in terms of apply. This is a great time to do that this time of year. You don't have to leave your house when you're putting up Christmas decorations. Do you see mine? It's made an appearance. And you don't have to leave the house if there's a game on. College basketball is heating up. Certainly the NFL is heating up too. So take advantage of that. The code again is Dawg Football. $15 or more on your first order, you're gonna get 50% off. So that's really awesome. Our friends at DoorDash helping us out on that front. What will happen with Brock Vandagriff and Gunnar Stockton? Well, everyone, the whoever is out there discussing it always seems to think that someone's going to leave because you also have Ryan Pacluzzi as well as Dylan Raiola coming in, and I've seen a lot of Dylan Raiola, and you you know it's anymore. It's going to be challenging to have five guys on scholarship at quarterback. I think that three is probably the limit from here on out, just because of the way that um, the transfer portal works and stuff like that. But you know, I don't, I don't know. I mean, I think that it really is all predicated on what Carson decides to do, what Carson and his family I think makes the most sense. Um, I just, you know, I don't know. They are both very capable quarterbacks. Brock has clearly become the two. It looks like because he's the one playing as the backup. Um, but Gunnar Stockton knows how to play football. Um, what we don't know about Brock Vandegrift and Gunnar Stockton and Ryan Puglisi as well as Dylan Raiola is, can they do it when the pressure's on? We know the answer with that on Carson Beck, and the answer is yes. Um, we didn't know that with Stetson, and the answer to that became yes. So there's no this is going to become a real dicey time of the year now because of the way that the calendar is falling. You know, the day after championship games, or the day, you know, whatever, Monday after championship, it's going to be new signing day, basically. You know, those of us who have done recruiting for a long, long time, you know, signing day was such a big buildup in early February. Now you're getting everything all at once in December. It's really too much, frankly, for the teams that are playing for in playoff. I mean, it's got to be a lot for them. But you know, at least you're in the playoff. Georgia and Florida State can't say that. Probably they. I mean, Georgia's one of the best four teams. That's not my that reality is not going to change. But they're not playing for the championship this year. It is when you say it out loud, it is kind of hard to understand. And say, well, you know, you're the number one team in the college football playoff rankings all but one time. You lost by 30 points and you get knocked out. Oh well, I mean, okay. I mean, damn man, you lost by 30. Oh no, you lost by three. Oh, 3 points. I thought the zero there was a little bit confusing for me. No, they lost by 3 points. Well, you're still not going to win. What are you talking about? If you're Florida State, you know, you say, well, you're undefeated. You won your league. Which, by the way, I think winning your league is overrated. Just period. But that's because, you know, you don't have to win the SEC championship to win the national championship. I don't think has anyone else uh, not won their league and won a college football playoff game. I don't. Did Ohio State when they won their league in 2020? It was a very condensed schedule, but I don't. You know, I don't. That's none of that changes. It doesn't mean I can't talk about it or won't talk about it. I will, but it's, you know, it's just one of those things. Hey, one last thing here. Make sure you're picking up. I only have a few of these left. This is the Stetson Bennett signed Double Dawgs book. I've got some Keely Ringo ones, but the Stetson ones are going to run out, and I want you to take advantage of that. The link to that is right down below. But I don't know what will happen with the portal. I mean, you would imagine a quarterback that's on the roster now will not be back next season. Who that person will be, I don't know. Um, I don't. I mean, I don't know what will happen with Carson Beck. I think that he will be back, but I don't know. And the reason I think that he'll be back is only that it benefits him to be back. You know, he could probably make $1 million or more coming back. I think that it's. I don't think making the decision right now. It would benefit him in the grand scheme of things to come back so that he can long term, rather than making, you know, say $8 million in his first NFL deal guaranteed, he'd be making, you know, 45 million. I mean, or you know, the number is something like that. I think that's significant. Now, that's if really, and this is going to sound bizarre, but that's if money matters to you. Um, Carson Beck's an NFL quarterback. The question is, what is the best opportunity for him? Is it going as a top 50 player, top 75 player, or is it coming back and getting like a very clear start at your NFL career? Kyle Trask is a pretty good example here. He left Florida after I think that was his. I believe, as I recall, his eligibility had expired. He went in the second round. He's never going to start an NFL game, not for a franchise that he has a chance to continue to move up and keep being the guy. Had he been a first round guy, which he may never have been, I don't know. But you compare that to say what Mac Jones, Mac Jones is having all of the opportunity he could possibly get. He just can't get it done. So I started talking about the transfer portal. I think you should watch Georgia's linebackers, the quarterbacks, and then there are some ancillary people that are kind of around. I don't, you're seeing some like name brand people leave other schools. We'll see if that's the case at Georgia. I mean, obviously Jermaine Burton left and went to Alabama where he's had, success there. But we've not seen a lot of people beyond Jermaine leave. But Jermaine has had a track record of not being in places for very long. I mean, I think he was at 4 high schools in 4 years, or 3 in 4 years, whatever. I think Matt said to me the other day, well, he only played for 3 high school teams. I'm like, only 3? So that was sort of in Jermaine's DNA. But we don't know what will happen here. Now, by the way, I'm looking at the board over here. You could see an offensive lineman leave. There's just no really telling what it will be. And then the other question is, will any of these guys who played during COVID come back? And because there's only a few of them left. There's only a few of them left that have the capability to do that. And we'll just see. But this is a very good team. It's a very good team, and they'll try to make it better with the portal. We'll just see. But there are some Smile Johnson, Smile Munda, and Damon Jimis Johnson. Have they played their last games at Georgia? If that's the case, what does that mean for the other linebackers? What about in the secondary? I mean, obviously you've got Bullard. Is he leaving? So there are a lot of questions, and I'm sure Kirby and them will figure those questions out.